Okie dokie. Right. Okay. Are you ready? We're going to do a Pilates session this evening. We're going to use a bottle. Now this bottle's half full of water. So something like this. If you don't have a bottle that's half full of water, a can of beans or something like that, because we're going to be doing some individualized work. So we're going to work on some scapular movements, so of the shoulder, but we want to be really focused. Adding a little bit of weight is really helpful to do that, but also a bit of weight. So the reason I want your bottle half full is your weight will move. So that small movement in your bottle of the weight distribution means that your body has to respond to that and activate muscles. Now it's not a big heavy weight, it's only half a bottle of water, but it's enough proprioception for us to improve stability and to work on that stability in the shoulder. Okay, and of course as we're moving through the shoulder, we're going to be thoroughly engaging through the core as well. So take your half full bottle, pop it to the side. I'm going to make sure I pick the right bottle and not the wrong bottle, because if I pick the wrong bottle, I'll end up covered in water, which isn't going to be any fun, is it? Alrighty, so let's just start off with some mobilizations. You can do this standing up, you can do it down on the floor with me. It's completely your choice. So we're starting off in the neck. Bring your belly into braced position. So we're drawing the belly button in. We're going to lift up through the pelvic floor. And when I talk about the lift up, what I'm talking about is kind of squeezing. So let's just do it. Let's just say it, right? We're lifting up as though we're in a public place and we're holding in a trump. Okay, you know, you're on a bus. I don't know if people are doing that, buses at the minute, but you're on a bus and you've got to pass wind. You've got to hold that in. And then when you're holding that in, you've got to draw that tension around the front and then zip up all the way from the base all the way up inside. So we've got that activation. That is the pelvic floor, okay? If you sat there and your butt's squeezing like this, and you know, that's not pelvic floor, that's butt cheeks. So pelvic floor is squeezing in like you need to pass wind and like you need to stop the flow of urine, yeah? So we're holding those bits in, drawing all the way up, feel all the way up into your belly button. Now connect with that, because as we go through and I say engage your core, that's what we're talking about. We're also talking about drawing that belly button towards the spine, and then the side waist here, we want to squeeze it in. So we're creating this big level of internal pressure here. So you've now got this engaged core, and you're going to breathe 3 big breaths, okay? In through the nose, out through the mouth. Keep this hard, keep this pressure here. And relax. Ooh, let it all out. That's a lot to think about, isn't it? Activating through that pelvic floor is a lot to think about. Do take a break with the pelvic floor as we go through, because otherwise you're going to be absolutely exhausted and it won't really work anyway. Okay, so we're going to do that again. Are you ready? Activate, draw the pelvic floor up, belly button in, side waist in, shoulders relaxed. Take a breath. Keep squeezing as you exhale. And again. That's good. One more time. And relax. Whew, good. I think there may be pigeons in my garden. If you can hear my dogs, that's what there is. In fact, I can see pigeons everywhere. So there we go. All right, so let it all relax. Have a moment and let's come into your neck. Drop your chin to your chest. Let it hang here for a moment and then lift that chin up. Look to the sky. Bring the head to center. Over one shoulder. Center, other side, come to center, drop the ear down to your chest, keep your chin tucked, back to center, other side, feeling this big stretch all the way down onto the top of your clavicle there, into center. Let's go again, chin to chest, down, looking all the way up to the center over a shoulder, to the center, other side, come to center, drop that ear over, tucking the chin, come to center, other side, and center. Good. Have a roll round through those shoulders, maybe a bit crunchy, maybe a bit tight, rolling back. And then we take the arms out, thumbs up, thumbs down. Have a little rotation of the arms there. Okie dokie. Are you ready to come down onto the floor? Have that bottle handy. Come on with me. I'm going to come and go this side, I think. All right. So, roll yourself down onto the floor. Your feet are going to be flat. First thing we're going to do before anything else is we're going to tilt this pelvis. So slide your hands under your back. Make a big arch. You've got space all under this back. Your belly is pointing up to the ceiling. Okay, move arch through the spine. Now keep your hands there. I want you to pull your belly button towards your spine and feel your back compressing to your fingers. That back's now really pressing down hard. Press your back to the floor and now engage your pelvis. Lift and squeeze through your pelvic floor. Belly button comes in a bit more. Side waist comes in and on. Oh, that's a lot of tension. We're going to breathe here for 3 breaths. Keep that pressure. Final breath. Now you can relax the pelvic floor, but keep your pressure pressing into your hands. That was tough. Okay, so you're now pressing into those hands, and what that's done is it's tilted your pelvis, lengthening out the lower back. We're going to keep that position, but pull your hands away. So let them come out. Can you hear my dogs? Keep pressing your back to the floor. All right, when we break, when we have a rest, press the back to the floor, but you can disengage through your pelvic floor. You can let your belly go a little bit. When we start movement, we activate through the core. Really get those 3 key points: pelvic floor, belly button, side waist, all on whilst we move. Are you ready for your very technical piece of equipment? That being the bottle of water. So your bottle of water, have it horizontal, holding it so that the palm is facing the floor. We're literally, if I do the movement without the bottle, we're coming up to the top of the shoulder and back down. That's all we're doing. Activate through this core. Are we ready? Bring it in, bring it on. All of this is working. Take a breath in to lift the arm. Breathe out, come down. And again, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Now we're going to extend the pressure in the abdomen here. That pelvic floor is still lifted. Keep it lifted. And this time I want you to take the arm all the way over as far as you can go without lifting your back from the floor. Exhale to come back. Inhale, lift the arm, bracing through that belly, lifting the pelvic floor. Your back feels firm against the floor. We're going to do one more. Lift and down. Keep your back pressed to the floor, but take a rest from that pelvic engagement, that pelvic floor. Ooh, come to the other side with your bottle. Same thing. Now you notice here, we're really focusing down here. We're focusing on the abdomen, so focusing on these muscles, but we're really focusing on our pelvic floor muscles. Okay, girlies, we've got to do that. Super duper important. All right, engage, lift and suck. Squeeze, squeeze, arm to the top of the shoulder. Inhale and exhale. And again, inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up. Keep your engagement in your pelvic floor. We're going to take the arm all the way up as far as it can go with a flat back to the floor. And exhaling to come down. Inhaling, really squeeze your pelvic floor nice and high. Get that engagement. Really working on the endurance of those muscles. Last one, we come up, we come down, holding the back where it is, and rest. Whew. It's intense work and it doesn't even look like we're doing anything. All right, same kind of movement. This time your bottle is going to be in both hands and I want you to give it a little press. If you've got a plastic bottle though, squash it too hard and you might end up covered in water, so just be conscious of that, okay? So holding onto your bottle, lift, squeeze, activate. Inhale, arms come up all the way over as far as you can, keep a flat back, and exhale, come down. And again, inhale over, exhale back. Good. Inhale over, exhale. Keep your breath with me, okay? So inhaling as the arms come over, exhaling as the arms come back. Just check in on your pelvic floor. Are you squeezing it up and in? Is it lifted? Or is it totally got lost and you've no idea what's going on down there? It's okay. Just reconnect whenever you're ready, because we're increasing the length of time that we're holding that pressure, that engagement. So we think we're doing arm exercises, we're not at all. We're totally focused on that pelvic floor and the abdominals. But we've got a bottle and it's just distracting us. We're going to do 2 more, come on. 1, keep pressing your back to the floor. Lift up for the final one. Come down. Keep your back pressed, but release the pressure. All right, so you know I'm totally busted. You know where we're focusing our attention. It is all in the pelvic floor. The movements of the arms, they change our center of gravity, putting more work into the back, more work into the abdominals, but you know what, at the same time it mobilizes through the upper limb as well, so it's superb. So this time, hold your bottle any way that you feel comfortable, okay? Now, I'm saying that because I appreciate that there are different shoulder issues in the room, well, in your rooms, okay? Hold it however you want to on the arm, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a snow angel, all right? Your body stays totally still. The second your body moves with your arm to bring it up, that is your limit of your range. So if you can only bring your arm partway up at the moment before your body starts to move, that's where your range currently stays, and you work on extending that range only. All right, are we ready? Whew. Do you know what? I totally didn't realise, but I was still engaged through my pelvic floor. Let me take a breath, peeps, hang on. Whew, I'm ready. Whew, that was intense. Right, engaged, squeezed, squeezed. Breathe. Let's snow angel, single side. So we're coming up, keeping the back flat, the body stable, moving through that full range or your current full range, whatever that looks like. Inhaling as your arm goes up. Exhaling as your arm comes back down towards your hips. Hand position is wherever it feels comfortable. If that means a rotation, then you rotate your bottle. And this is where you realise if you're using a 2 litre bottle of water and you had it full, that was pretty epic fail. Maybe a slight boo-boo there. Good stuff. Let's do 2 more. You're going to keep your pelvic floor and your abdomen engaged as we swap hands. All right, last one. Bring it up. Bring it back down. And swap those hands over and go for your snow angel on the other side. That's it. Find your rhythm, work out your complete range that feels comfortable, yeah? And then just check in on your abdomen. Have you got your 3 points of pressure happening in the abdomen area? The pelvic floor is lifted and squeezed up and in. You're squeezing that belly button down towards the spine, and your waist is having a little squeeze too. We've got all of these things to think about, and it's also kind of handy if we breathe as well. So have a check, are you breathing? I say that knowing that there are going to be people who are not breathing. So for you guys, you're welcome. I should take that big breath. You're doing really, really well. Focusing just on what range works for you. Now, can you keep that pelvic floor engaged and lifted for 2 more repetitions? Can we go for it? We're coming up for 1. Complete your next, and then you can have a relax. Last one. Ooh. And breathe. Just relax. Let your pelvic floor relax completely. It has been working pretty hard. We've been working on endurance muscles there. It's been working pretty hard for quite some time. So let your pelvic floor just take a moment to relax. Whilst your pelvic floor is relaxing, we're going to bring our attention just into the arms. So all I want you to focus on in terms of your abdomen is pressing your back to the floor. Okay, don't worry about the pelvic floor at the minute. Bottle down to the side, arms come up, fingertips reach to the ceiling, pull them back towards you. Reach to the ceiling. It's a very small movement, but this is going to work your rhomboids. Those muscles that sit right between your shoulder blade. Okay, and it's a place that with weakness, we tend to get thoracic backache. So press and pull. So what are we doing? We're lifting the scapulas up, and then we are pulling and pressing them down into the floor. Lift and press. Beautiful. We're going to do a few more of these. We're going to go for 8 more. All we're focusing in the abdomen is pressing the back down to the floor, not so hard, because we want that pelvic floor, those internal muscles, to have a little bit of a break. And down, up and down. Let's go 3 more. Why not? Why not, huh? 2 and 1. Press up and hold. Keep holding up here. Push your fingertips away, and then we're going to kind of hug ourselves. So bring your hands around, have a little bit of a hug. So your shoulder blades are pulled apart. We're having a quick hug, and then we relax. All good. All right, open out those arms into your cactus arms if you can. If the hands or the elbows won't come down, then don't worry. If you're up here, you can still work on this. I want you to be thinking about feeling your shoulder blade. So you may, for instance, choose to do this against a wall. So stood up against a wall with bent knees or whatever. It might be more comfortable there for you. So we're going to slide the hands up away from us, and we're going to draw them back. Slide them away and draw them back. If your hands are here, as you push up, I want you to feel your shoulder blades pulling up. So the shoulder blades go up and down like this on your back. So they're lifting, elevating up, and then as the hands come down, your shoulder blades are depressing down. Like I said, you might choose to do this on a wall, so kind of like a squatted position. And be conscious of your shoulder blades. Don't worry about the arms so much, but it's the shoulder blades going up and down that we want to be feeling. And down. Nice. Four more. And 3. And 2. Good stuff. Last one. Come up and down, and just let those hands relax wherever you want them to be. All right. So Gonna be getting that pelvic floor back in on the game in just a second. But first, let's get some crunch action happening. I've just moved my feet further away. You can come and join me here. The further away the feet, the more work you're going to get down the lower part of your rectus abdominis. So that's that big muscle here. Okay, so moving those feet away will just take some extra work down there. You can have your legs straight if you want to. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll up so that we can feel the base of those shoulder blades still down on the floor. Hold the head if you need to, okay, and we're coming into teeny crunches. Just teeny little crunches. Pull your belly button down, okay, press, press. If you need to support the back of the head, that's totally fine. Just make sure you're not pulling on the head so that your chin's touching your chest. So crunch, crunch, a little bit more, lift. That's good, that's good. Crunch it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Roll back. Have a big stretch through those arms because we're doing the same thing again. Okay, so bring it back in. Are you ready? Same position, just onto the bases of your shoulder blades on the floor. Crunch there. You're never bringing the head back down to the floor. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll back down. Take a minute. We're going to do one more set of those. And breathe into that belly. Are you ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 8 more to go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll down. Legs out long. Full body stretch. Oh, big long stretch right there. Beautiful. That feels nice, doesn't it? Okay, right. Bend those knees. Come with me. You're gonna want your bottle back. So your bottle is gonna be in the opposite hand to the leg that moves. We'll come into tabletop. All right, so this is our tabletop here. The knees sit directly above your hips. If your knees come in too much, you're gonna not really feel anything in the abdomen. So push your knees away until you feel your lower back almost wanting to arch over. And that's why this engagement of your pelvic floor and this intra-abdominal pressure is super important. So press your back to the floor, belly button, lift and engage in your pelvic floor. Take these legs up, hands come up here, one hand comes back. Let's just start here. One hand back and up. Same hand. Take it back. Notice how nothing else in the body is moving. Now, see if you can add the opposite leg. If that's too much, your non-moving leg can come touching tippy-toe to the floor. If you still need to regress further, take the whole foot down to the floor. You're still engaging through your abdomen, through your pelvic floor, through the back. All of those things are still working, so it doesn't really matter what level you currently are, whether the toes down, the heels down, the legs up. As long as you are in full control of your movement, your pelvic floor is on and you're still breathing. Let's go one more. And we're going to swap it over. Take a breath, relax, and then prep again. Are you ready? Lift, squeeze, squeeze, press. Legs come up, hands are up. Opposites. Take the hand back. 2 of those first. You nearly went for double, didn't you? I can tell. I can tell. Add that leg. Now remember, options. Tippy toe down. Heel down. Or full leg up. Completely yours. You might want to work in between those ranges. So you might want to do a couple with the foot up, a couple with the toe down. Really, really focus your attention into that pelvic floor. Completely your choice. And breathe. Suzanne, breathe. Telling myself that because I kind of forgot earlier today. I was talking so much to someone, I then had to go, and breathe, Suzanne. It wasn't good. It wasn't good, especially with a mask on and loads of like PPE stuff on top of that as well. It was hard work, I swear. It was hard. 2 and 1. Bring it down, rest those feet. And relax through that pelvic floor. Good. Pop that bottle back down. Tuck your tootsies all the way in towards your bottom. And we're going to roll up through the spine. So into a shoulder bridge. Hands come down by the floor. Step 1. Pull that pelvic floor up and press your back to the floor and feel a little bit of a bum lift. Teeny tiny. We're talking like a centimetre. Feel that bum lift. And now relax, tilt that pelvis, press the base of your coccyx into the floor, brace, lift, hold all of that tightness through the abdomen, and then roll your pelvis once again, tilting your tailbone up, teeny weeny little bum lift, hold it, brace it, all of that's engaged. Now roll that pelvis back the other way. Good, let's do 2 more of those pelvic tilts. Tilt and roll, teeny weeny bum lift. Hold it there. Maybe feel a little stretch through those quads. Roll it back. Bracing, lifting, squeezing. And into that tilt. Roll, 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 lift the bum, hold it here. And now we pull the spine vertebrae by vertebrae off the floor. So your pubic bone is tilted up towards the ceiling. Keep that angle as you pull up, 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 up. Super duper slowly. Lift, 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 lift. 1 vertebrae at a time until you feel your weight in your shoulders. Hold at the top. Squeeze your bum. Squeeze it. And now this time reverse. So we take the spine, dropping each spinous process towards the floor, fully controlled. Scoop through your belly, into your pelvic tilt. And now roll that pelvis, press your coccyx into the floor, bracing through this belly. And let's go again. Tilt and roll that pelvis up, bum lifts all the way through the spine to the top of those shoulders. Up, up, up. What happens in the butt cheeks? Give them a squeeze. And now lower down all the way through those spinous processes. You feel them hip bones touch the floor. Press the coccyx down. Squeeze in the abdomen. Lift that pelvic floor. Give it an extra lift. And let's go again. Roll. So I quite like the breath that as I'm rolling and lifting my spine off the floor, take a breath in, and as I come back down, I breathe out. So I'm going to roll the pelvis up and breathe in, lifting fully on that in-breath, hips come high. And then exhaling as I'm slowly lowering that spine towards the floor, keeping that pelvic tilt till I feel that coccyx gently rolling, but here I'm still fully engaged in that pelvic floor on the out-breath. And then inhaling and go again. Up, 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 up. And exhaling. We've got 2 more of these to do. Oh. How's that pelvic floor doing? I'm finding that mine is like dropping off every now and again, and I'm having to really remind myself to lift it, squeeze it, suck it all up and in. Good. Last one. at the end, extend those legs, take a releasing breath. Good. And then bring the knees into your chest and have a little bit of a hug. Keep those legs a little squeeze in. Heels come back to the floor, nice and close to your bottom. Hands out to the side, and you're going to rock from side to side. Not so far that it's a big stretch through the waist, but it is a nice little release through the pelvis. So gently rocking side to side. Good. And then when you're ready, come to center and bring yourself back up into a seated position. All right. Ooh, I've lost my bottle. There it is. So we're back in a seated position here. Sit yourself down. Legs apart, legs out in front. Grab a bum cheek, pull it back. Grab the other, pull it back. You want to feel those sit bones in the floor. We're going to have our bottle handy, not just yet, but have it close by. Extend your arms out, relax your shoulders, take a breath in. As you exhale, let the shoulders drop away from those ears, and then in your seated position, and it will feel different, I want you to again lift that pelvic floor, so you're holding in passing wind, you're holding in that urine, lift it up, squeeze all the way up towards your belly button, and then suck the belly button in, and you're feeling this internal pressure. Hold that there. We inhale, we slide the body back, and we exhale, sit back up. Inhale, roll back, and exhale, sit back up. Good. And again, inhale, roll back, exhale. Now, as you're moving off those sit bones, your pelvic floor engagement feels like it's changing. So you have to bring your attention and focus into that pelvic floor. Are you still lifting, and are you still getting it squeezed up? That's good. Let's go. 2 more. The last one. And relax. Let those arms come down. Have a wiggle. Relax through the abdomen. Let it all go. Not too much though, because you might end up with a wet patch on your mat, and you don't want that, do we? All right. So, taking your half full bottle of water, and remember, the point of this is that it is light enough that it is going to just gently change the balance that we have, so our body has to react. We don't want it so heavy that if we take our hand out, we end up going like this. Okay, but it's just enough to give feedback to your body that actually things are not balanced. Okay, things are not balanced, but they're not like this. So we'll do the same thing. Hands will be here, the bottle's going to be in the hand. We're coming back, we'll open, we'll close, swap bottles, open and close, and come back up. Are you ready? Let's do it. Lift and engage. Suck it all up, zip it all in. Hold your bottle. Chest is lifted, spine is nice and long. Inhale, come back. Hold your position. Exhale, open. Inhale, arms come together. Swap the hand of your bottle. Open. Whoa, shaking. Come in and up. Let's go back. Open. I'm shaking. Swap your bottle. And up. Whoa. Are you shaky, 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 shaky Stevens? I'm shaky, 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 shaky Stevens. And again. Oh, I'm making myself chuckle. Is that a sign of crazy madness? I don't know. And again, laughing yourself. Oh my gosh. Sorry. But it was kind of funny for me. We're going to go again. Come back. Open. Go back. Oh dear. Come back, and this is half a bottle of water. Let's go. Come back. It's not even like super heavy. I don't know. Are you shaking? I need to know if you're as shaky as I am. Come on up. Let's go once more. Back. We open. Yeah. And the other side. Take it out. Bring it in. Sit up and relax. Oh my word. Were you as shaky as me? I was properly shaking then. Goodness gracious. Oh wow. All right. So sitting up. You don't need your bottle for this one. We're coming into the mermaid stretch. So we'll take a stretch over nice and long. You can rest through your pelvic floor. What we're looking for here is we're looking for that really nice stretch. You're going to feel it under the armpit all the way down to the top of your hip. That's what you're looking for. And you know, it might be that you just lift the arm and that's where your stretch is. And if that's the case, then that's completely fine. It is all gravy, baby. There we go. Big, beautiful stretch. That feels lovely. It's so nice to have a lovely stretch of the body. And again, good. Take it up, bring it back. Oh yeah. That's it. So, we have worked quite intensively in the pelvic floor area this evening. All right, now if you feel that pelvic floor work is something that you need, then I would recommend that you do something like this. I can even tell you some pelvic floor exercises that will really help, but doing pelvic exercises 3 times a week, just to start with, would be a really good investment of your time. We happen to have combined it with some Pilates this evening, so we've got some other work going on as well. Come round, my dears, onto all fours. We definitely don't want the bottle for this. We could rest the bottle on the back and see how balanced we really are. So, onto all fours. Just like when we were lying on our back and we did opposite arm, opposite leg, we're going for the same thing. So we've got the bird dog. Come into your tabletop. Your shoulders are sat just above those wrists, knees just underneath those hips, shoulders roll back and down. Let's start with one hand. So we come out and we bring it back. Other side, out and bring it back. And then alternate legs. And what we're looking for in those hips and shoulders is that we're braced enough through the body, that we've got enough control, focus and concentration to move each limb independently of the rest of the body. Nice controlled movements. Now your option is to stay here on the individual limbs, one arm, one leg, or you can combine opposite arm, opposite leg. Anybody who can do same arm, same leg with awesome level of control, hats off to you, because that's very, very impressive. I think I would be flat on my face. That's good. Lifting the belly up towards that spine. And if it really helps, if you find that your hips are wobbling or you're coming up too high and the hips are rolling, just slide the foot along the floor, slide the hand along the floor instead. Or perhaps try imagining that you've got a bowl of water sat on the hips and another bowl of water sat between your shoulder blades, and we're not allowed to let it fall off. Maybe you've got a goldfish in there. That's good. Couple more. That's it. Last one, each side. Now, staying in this tabletop position, bring your hands just slightly closer together, and we're going to drop the chest, and as you do that, you'll feel your shoulder blades come in together. And then I want you to push your hands into the floor and lift your back between your shoulder blades to the ceiling. So we drop and we lift. Now we did a very similar exercise where we push the fingertips up to the ceiling and press the shoulder blades into the floor. Working the same muscles, but this time we've got some extra resistance. So we're progressing the work that we're doing in these rhomboids. Good. We've got 4 more of these. And 3, 2, and 1. Take the hands out in front of you. Drop your hips back like a child's pose, and then come back up. So again, just like when we were on the floor, we feel those shoulder blades sliding down the back, depressing, and then elevating or sliding up the back here. But again, we've got that extra stretch that we didn't necessarily have before. Let's do 4 more. And 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself back up into seated. Same position as where you started, completely up to you, because we're going to finish off just how we started in the neck. So take that hands up, thumbs down. Good. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Relax your shoulders away from those ears. And then drop the chin to the chest. Lift the head. Come to center, over to one side. Center, over to the other. Come to center, ear to chin. No, don't be silly, Suzanne. Ear to shoulder. Other side. Come up, chin to chest. Look up. Into center. Side. Around to the other side. Head looks forward. The ear comes down to that shoulder. Have a lovely stretch here. I love this stretch. Other side. Come up. Roll through those shoulders, because that is you all done. Well done. Thank you very much for joining me for this little Pilates session. A really great session for control of your abdomen, really working in your pelvic floor, the abdominal muscles, the lower back, so back pain. This is a really great sequence to work through. Mobilization, loads of that in the scapula and the shoulders, so also really great for anybody who's got some shoulder problems, okay, or just wants to improve mobility in that area as well. So thank you for joining me. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, because I like it. For those of you who do this live, as always, I love it when you guys join me live. And for those of you who do it on the catch up, on the recorded later on, thank you guys for joining me as well, because I really do love it when you guys are joining. So give me a comment, let me know how you guys get on as well. All right, so I'm going to leave you to your day, to your evening, and I'll catch up with you later. Yay!